because we've destroyed our brand over the last decade. We've got all the folks who've lost elections or seem to now be super rich consultants or, university presidents these days.
Well,
and
tell
those same folks just have a...
Yeah, tell us about John Marshall, who ran one of the worst campaigns in the history of the universe for Bob Beaupre. I mean, I remember covering that, and it was just like embarrassing almost. But tell us about that. I saw your text on that.
Oh yeah, yeah. So he was appointed recently to CMU's president. He was, famous for being Bob Beaupre's campaign manager in his first failed gubernatorial bid, and I think before that he was Governor Owens' policy analyst. And so it just cracks me up. You see the same thing with CU, with whether it was Benson or Hank Brown before that. It's just okay. These are the guys that we're picking for university presidents. I guess that's where the place where, if you can't make it as a consultant, losing elections and making millions, then go to university. But it's it's one of those things that those folks are what have driven our brand down as Republicans. And people look and they say, well, I know kind of what the Democrats stand for. They care about my issue, but Republicans, they're just, what do they stand for? All they do is yell at the other guy and say we're not as bad as the other guy. But when it comes down to actually real changes or lowering taxes, people split off, or even at the federal level trying to repeal Obamacare, John McCain splits off, and we can't get that done, even though he ran a campaign on, well, we're going to repeal this thing and it's terrible. And so Republicans actually just got to fight and actually get down to the dirty work and say, here's what we actually stand for, and not vote for things like Colorado's largest budget in the history of Colorado that included abortion funding and all sorts of other stuff. Don't vote for that. But the problem we're facing now is, we get 23 votes against something like that, and then our minority leader goes and votes for it. And then today it comes back to the floor, and because they decreased funding for police body cameras by $2 million, he changed his vote. So $2 million out of $34 billion. That's what it takes for you to get a no vote. You should have been a no vote in the first place.
Well, we have to have our representative reflect their districts. And so we really need to have 100 different ideas and stand for nothing. That's really the key, is standing for nothing. And in particular, it seems amazing to me that we have groups who really their key is bipartisanship, which means giving up to Democrats, and we've got to get more of those, like John Marshall. I mean, that's what we're seeing